Two incidents of bullying in schools have been reported recently, one of which resulted in the death of a student. Jenny Dawn with the story.
Masakit yung ulo, yung sugat.
Tinulungan siya sa ulo eh. Ano yung mataubusin mo?
Damit nga makmak dyan. Saan ba si JJ? Ay, kinit.
14-year-old J. Chris could not hide his pain to his grandmother after he was mugged just outside San Bartolome High School in Novaliches, Quezon City last November 18. J. Chris suffered multiple wounds in his head and bruises in his body. He needed to be intubated to assist his breathing, but a week later, he died from his injuries. J. Chris told his grandmother that he was beaten by 4 strangers outside his school. The incident was caught in CCTV. In the video, J. Chris was being chased until he was cornered and beaten to his eventual death. The 4 stopped beating the minor when another person walked by the scene.
Pagpasok sa loob ng bahay, tinanong ko siya kung ano nangyari. Kasi gumano na siya, ma'am, umiiyak. Sabi ko, anong nangyari sa'yo? Pinagtripan po ako, Lola. Sabi ko, saan? Sa overpass, Lola. Tinadyakan, sinuntok, parang may pinalo pa sa ulo. Ngayon, nakita ko po yung ulo niya, ma'am, may dugo rito, may sugat. Maya-maya, sumuka at nahimatay.
Police said 3 of the 4 suspects were also minors.
Dayo itong mga ito, yung mga suspect na nagtatambay lang doon sa harap ng school. Parang nangungursunada lang kung sinong gusto. Parang napagtripan lang talaga yung victim.
All 4 suspects have been arrested a day after the incident, with the 3 minors placed under the custody of the DSWD. All 4 suspects will face frustrated murder complaints. Meanwhile, another violent incident is being investigated at the Colegio Sa Agustin in Makati. A viral video on social media showed 2 grade 9 students fighting inside the school's bathroom. One of the students allegedly pulled out brass knuckles and used it on the victim, which caused head injuries. The school has since launched an investigation on the matter. They are also trying to determine whether the incident can be considered an act of racial violence, since the victim is allegedly an Indian national.
Sa kasalukuyan po ay nagkakaroon ng investigation and apparently hindi lang po 2 estudyante ang involved, kundi marami pa po. I think more or less 10 estudyante ang involved.
For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
And here to discuss the recent school violent incidents, we have with us via Zoom League of Filipino Students Chairperson Ivan Sucgang. Magandang gabi and welcome to the big story.
Magandang gabi, Ms. Gretchen, Sir Ed. First of all, we want to say that we condone the violence that happened in Colegio Sa Agustin and San Bartolome High School. Our primary concern, of course, is how do we safeguard and uphold the rights, welfare, and interests of the youth both inside and outside the campus. And while the government has not exercised direct supervision and control over policies in private schools, for example, in the case of CSA, it is far from an isolated incident. Napakaraming incidents na nare-report, yung iba hindi, on violence and harassment sa ating mga kabataan. Hindi lang sa private schools, pero maging sa mga public schools. What becomes especially concerning for the Department of Education, headed by Vice President Sara Duterte, is the lack of attention and government accountability on pressing matters affecting the youth, issues of mental health, harassment, abuse, and of course, the implementation of ligtas, abot-kaya, and dekalidad na pagbabalik sa eskwela.
Yeah,
what we see is the lack of direction.
Ivan, if I can break in, pero so from your perspective, what should be done at this point? I mean, you did mention that this is not the first time this has happened. So what should be done, if anything is already being done, what should be reformed?
Yung kailangan natin makita, Sir Ed, is paano natin nakikita at nare-resolve yung mga problems on a general scale. No? Kasi yung instance na to ng Colegio Sa Agustin and even sa San Bartolome ay nangyayari talaga sa mga kabataan. Kaya ang gusto natin, ano ang magiging initiative ng education sector natin para protektahan ang mga kabataan. Yung isang mabibigay kong sagot dyan ay halimbawa sa budget deliberations na nangyayari ngayon. Imbis na maglaan tayo ng budget, for example, sa lump sum budget na walang line item na very prone to corruption, we should instead focus on increasing the budget and the implementation of our school safety programs and even our youth programs, even para sa mga out-of-school youth natin, para naiiwasan natin yung mga ganitong pangyayari.
What do you think would be an effective deterrent to this, given that the scale of bullying, of violence is different now that we have social media, disturbing photos and videos that we've seen, not just because of what is in or the incident that happened, but also the brazenness of the act. We see the student posting about it on TikTok, on Instagram stories, boasting about what he had done to the other student. What do you think now would be the disciplinary action fit for the students involved?
Siguro maganda na makita talaga natin kumbaga paano mabibigyan hustisya lalo yung mga naging victims of violence natin. Kasi what we do not want to occur is kumbaga ma-sweep under the rug lang siya. No? And this is even considering yung mga cases na hindi nare-report, di ba? Yung mga nakita natin on halimbawa social media bullying at yung mga iba't ibang mga nangyayari either within or outside of school premises. Kaya kailangan talaga paano papalakasin ang mga programs para proteksyonan ang kabataan. At ano yung mga iba't ibang programs para kumbaga ma-resolve yung ganitong issues na kinakaharap sa usapin ng halimbawa mental health guidance, counseling and services, at yung iba't ibang mga programs na pwede pa natin gawin talaga.
Well, Ivan, follow ko lang yung kay Gretchen na tanong. I suppose kasi pagbabalanse kailangan mo dyan eh. On one hand, hindi mo pwedeng palagpasin. On the other hand, anong klaseng disciplinary action ang babagay dyan na hindi naman magiging hardened yung mga suspects, if you might call them that. Di ba? Yung pagbabalanse yung mahirap eh.
Yung magandang tignan natin na hindi dapat maging punitive, no? Yung response natin sa address ng issues na to. Ang gusto natin ay rehabilitate yung mga perpetrators para hindi na sila maging repeat offenders. No? Lalo at nasa kabataan pa naman, nasa panahon to na developing ang kabataan at tuloy-tuloy yung pag-aaral niya at yung pagkatuto niya. So, at the other hand, we also do not want to remove yung accountability dun sa mga actions na ginawa. So, halimbawa din sa case ng CSA na students din, I think the punishment of expulsion is merited, no? As in the case of the Ateneo bullying incident, I think last 2017, if I remember correctly. So, ganun yung balance niya, no? Na habang binibigyan natin ng due accountability yung mga kabataan, it should not stop there. No? Dapat comprehensively natin i-develop through counseling services at yung pagtingin sa aspect ng mental health, paano ba comprehensively ma-develop ang kabataan.
Okay, maraming salamat, League of Filipino Students Chairman Ivan Sucgang.